the Drunk Sports Podcast.
Because nothing's happening in the world of sports, that's for damn sure.
Oh, there's a lot happening in the world of sports. Did you hear that old Texas might be moving over to that old SEC?
And Oklahoma.
Well,
Hey, you can't do that.
And
That's a 15-yard penalty.
Before we get into actual sports talk, I feel like we should just go ahead and
Make the
sound not do that.
okay.
yeah,
Didn't I used to have a
Around the sports intro.
Yeah, oh yeah, there it is.
And now it's time for Around the Sports on the Drunk Sports Podcast.
I ordered shots
Brought
at
to
some
you
point.
by your mom.
Yeah, I'll take a
There's my
shot.
shots.
Somebody bring me
3
a shot.
tables away. That does me a lot of good when I'm on the air.
Where's my shot?
Jesus Christ. I don't know, Lance. You own a bar. You tell me where your shot is.
I can run and go get one.
We only do it every show,
Except for when we don't.
except for the ones that we don't.
Yeah.
So yes, around the sports, it has been. Do we just chase people out of here with your story?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's catching.
That or he just farted again.
Did you fart? Not yet.
Jeez, I'm standing in something.
You know what? There's one thing that will not have to be questioned. That won't be a question. It won't be did you? It'll be oh my God, you did.
Kobe. I have a crisp 20 if you drop one right now.
You know what? I don't have control of it like that because I got on clean pants right now.
God damn it, Griggs! That was a request.
Oh,
We were
here we
requested
go.
to play that.
Right here.
What do you have?
He's got a 20. You know what? I'll as soon as I'll let
Can
you
you
know.
mail that?
I'll let
It's a
you.
shame there's not some sort of digital way to transfer currency between phones and people.
Right. There is. You go ahead and you just hold on to that because I can almost guarantee at one point we're going to have to take a commercial break, and it won't be because I can't stand here. It's because Timm can't.
Are you going to pull a Gerb and like right in the middle of the segment just get up and leave the table and walk
You
away?
see me turn green. Yeah, that's a thing that's going to happen.
Speaking of pulling a Gerb, look where he's going right now.
It's tea time.
He's got to go TT.
Mhm.
He's got to go TT. So, yes, Texas and Oklahoma inquired today. He's got to go and almost said install, but I meant apply his Vagisil.
Okay.
Do you install Vagisil or do you apply Vagisil? I'm confused.
Depends on how. I don't.
Talking to Katie.
What happened?
Do you install or apply Vagisil? Insert. That's one I didn't even think of.
Wow.
Damn, I would make a terrible woman.
There are multiple reasons why that sentence you just said is really true.
You would
That I would make a
great
terrible
bearded
woman?
lady, though.
You know what? The first reason I would make a terrible woman. My gag reflexes suck. Like I can put this much in my mouth, and
I just heard Jason laugh.
we all did. And now he's clapping. And Griggs.
Well, you know it's Griggs when it's that one. Ha! Ha!
Colby's already got the fake Griggs down. God damn it, Griggs!
Just out of nowhere, he won't even be facing you. He finds something funny, and all of a sudden you'll see that shoulder start to whip. And as soon as you know that shoulder's about to whip, it's about to go, ha!
He's going to dislocate that shoulder one day with that shoulder whip. He could be facing the other way, and we know how hard he's laughing by how big the shoulder goes. So should we get into Texas, Oklahoma SEC talk, or should we continue on the list of all the reasons why I would make a terrible woman?
No, let's get back into Texas, Oklahoma
SEC talk. Yeah.
I'm right there with you. Because I pretty much just went down the whole list. It was just one.
So,
I mean, I'm pretty enough to be in one.
Well, besides the beard, you'd make a great bearded lady.
I've had worse.
Worse than you bearded.
Yeah.
oh well, I mean, he's probably had himself a few times, so that's on the list.
Twice today, sir.
I didn't need to hear about.
Yeah.
All right,
Twice
Dan.
today.
How did we get here?
Because of Jenny. Oh, I promised her I wouldn't talk about her on the air tonight.
So,
Hey.
as far as Texas and OU making their way
Big Red.
over to the SEC while y'all do y'all shot,
Love y'all. Here's to my shirt staying on tonight.
Yeah, here's to your shirt staying on tonight.
So, Colby, is this like an empty threat? Do they really want to go to the SEC?
I don't. Well, see, I actually don't think it's. I don't think it's empty at all. And the main reason is what is the only thing that Texas and a little bit OU, but Texas mainly has that they can go, well, we've got this money.
The Longhorn Network?
No, money.
Well, I mean, my argument
about that.
My argument is that Texas and OU are, and this may hurt some people's feelings, but they are the Big 12 right now.
Absolutely.
And
they are.
If they leave,
absolutely,
the rest of them are, what are they going to do? So is the SEC going to absorb all of them, and they're just going to be one of these big super conferences that we were talking about?
So I have a proposition along those lines, Lance. I have a proposition along those lines right there that you just mentioned.
I still haven't finished my money thought.
I would like to trade Arkansas and Missouri, sorry, Lance, for Texas and Oklahoma.
I mean, sure.
I mean, how long would the Big 12 last without Texas and Oklahoma? With all due respect to the others.
It would become another Mountain West.
Yeah, it would be a minor league college league.
It would still be a Power
Schools like
5.
Texas Tech.
It would still be a Power 5, but it would be more along the lines of a Mountain West than anything else.
All right. Here's my finished thought as y'all went back to conference talk somehow. The reason why I said the one thing that Texas has, and really truly the only thing that Texas has, is they've got all the money. They've got all the you see, what are you doing?
I didn't know you were looking at me.
Well, everybody's looking at you. You're on camera, dumbass.
You just headed up a beer bottle live on Facebook.
I've done worse.
So at any rate, yes, okay. To complete my goddamn motherfucking thought.
Pulling my mic down.
You didn't even talk to ruin it in the first place. You sucked off a light. That's what you did.
Did you enjoy that? Did you?
So
I just want to see if you can spin it around and drain it like they do on all the
fucking
videos.
matter.
On what, Lance? When do they do that?
I don't know. Go ahead, Kobe.
So with the college thing coming down to where they're going to be able to pay for likenesses and all that other kind of BS, and the fact that Texas has all the money, it won't matter if they can't find the right coach or the right whatever. You know what? I had a point that was going to be valid as crap.
Always about to punch me again.
I swear to God, this is worse than the bubble guts a while ago.
Kobe, I got another 20 if you do.
Sweet Jesus.
Everyone is listening intently to your point.
So the only reason why Texas wants to do that is because now they have the ability to compete because they can just go buy players.
But, I mean, they can't right now.
No, but
their recruiting classes suck.
Yes, but do you ever do anything in college for right now? Not when it's this far thinking. You do it for down the road. So if this comes through, let's just like scheduling. You don't schedule. You schedule how far out? Like what? Right. 10 years?
Yeah, pretty much.
This is the same thing. It's like, you know what? Right now we go into the SEC. Yeah, we're not going to be that great. But if this thing is actually hitting to where we can pay players and we've got all these boosters just ready to make, I don't know, any random dude a millionaire for the rest of his life for him to just come play quarterback for Texas, please.
Yeah.
You start able to pay players like that. I don't think the SEC wants to see that happen. They think they do right now, but I think this is an actual hold on to your butts and please take this as one of the only few times this will ever be said. It sounds like Texas has a plan. Shots fired. And I'm a Longhorn fan. They never operate like they have a plan. It's just a wish. How many times have I told you this?
You're a Longhorn fan?
Yes.
I think I tuned that out.
Shit pants, Tim.
So at any rate, yes, this is something. And of course, they want to take over their rivals, so they're trying to talk Oklahoma into going. Why? Because they want to keep that thing going, and also because now if everything comes to fruition like what they think's going to happen, and they just have all the recruits because they pay them all, it's basically a legalized SMU thing happening all over again.
And and then if they do go to the SEC, then maybe we get back the Thanksgiving Day tradition that we all want in the
the Friday after,
the A&M UT game.
Yeah, absolutely. I wrote an article about that, by the way, at AggiesSI.com. Go check it out. Shameless self-plug. Oh, hi, Jessica. When did you get here?
She just ninja smoked. It just appeared right there.
But no, and you know what? As an Aggie and as to me that
should I pull a Timm and go? I didn't know that.
You can.
I mean, I'm not.
Oh, shit pants, Kolb.
Yeah.
But dude, that game for me every year was as big as the Cowboys Thanksgiving Day game. I mean, we planned for the Cowboys game on Thursday, and A&M and Texas at 11 a.m. on Friday. Depending on how hungover we were from Thursday.
More so for me, yeah.
Sure, but you're also a T-sip, so I mean, I don't know what that means to you.
No. Actually, the first college football game I ever went to was A&M TCU at College Station.
Really?
Yep.
It's interesting. That was very interesting. Who'd you go with?
You have no idea where we're at right now, do you?
He just said his first college football game was in College Station, Texas, and Texas A&M.
Yep.
Right.
Texas A&M and TCU.
Oh, TCU. Of course. I was distracted, Colby. I'm sorry.
Somebody show their boobs or something. Because, I mean, somebody needs to turn the camera around the other way if this shit's happening.
No,
it's just so much happening right now.
One person just walked by, and then Timm just looked like one of the non-playable characters in Metal Gear Solid, questioning where the hell Snake is.
Where's Snake? Cobra. We need to have Corby on the show. Nah, we really don't. I take it back.
I mean,
I immediately take that back.
I think I share a birthday with him, by the way.
I think we get better ratings than they do, by the way.
Hold on, I think.
Sure.
Hold on, I've got that. I've got that.
Shots fired! We got a live one. That was awesome. Suck it, ticket. So anyway, I don't know how I feel about this for it to happen or not happen. I don't think it affects Texas A&M like my allegiance to the SEC. I don't think it affects Texas A&M really one way or the other.
The Big 12 would dissolve.
The Big 12 would absolutely dissolve. And it might refresh the Texas A&M rivalry. One of them, though, would have to go to the East. You can't add two teams in the SEC West and not have another one go to the East. So Texas or Oklahoma would have to go to the SEC East, or they'd have to realign and whatever they have to do. I don't care. All of that's just nonsense anyway. But, Texas A&M dominates Texas high school recruiting right now because they're in the SEC. They have for the last 8-9 years since they moved after the 2012 season. And it's hurting Texas right now. There's no question it is hurting Texas.
But I believe Sarkisian staying where he's at in the Big 12 will recoup some of that, especially with the money coming the way it's going to be coming. I think that UT will recoup those recruits at some point.
Well, they're not coming from Texas. He might be getting them from the West Coast somewhere, but I don't think he's going to recoup any of that from Texas.
After if this happens the way I think it's going to happen in college football, yes, they will recoup and they will get better recruits
because of the money they have, like Colby said.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, I'm not trying to run around here with my horns up because we're going to pay to win, but no, that's probably what's going to happen.
That's what's going to happen all over the.
And we haven't discussed on this show that new NIL policy rule, whatever, the name, image, likeness, where college players can now make money from outside agencies based on their name, image, and likeness.
Right.
For instance, two Texas A&M Aggies just were paid $10,000 a piece for an exclusive interview from a fan outlet, TexasAgs.com, which was the first for that method of payment or whatever. And of course, there's rules to it. You just can't pay a guy for whatever. They have to go through the school. They have to go through the NCAA. They have to have an approved agent represent them for that deal. The new Alabama quarterback. Did you guys see this in the NIL name, image, likeness regime where he's being offered $1 million contract for this one season for, I think it's exclusive interview rights.
Right.
From one media outlet. They'll pay him $1 million, but you can only talk to us all season.
Yeah. No, I mean, and that's the thing that's going to happen.
Hadn't played a down of freaking college football yet.
No.
But because he's the quarterback of overrated Alabama, been overrated since Bear Bryant died. Just saying.
Boys, I may have to step out here in a minute.
You got a TT or a poo-poo?
No, neither. I may have to go strangle somebody. But
all right, we'll go do that now. Go do that now while we discuss some NFL news.
I'm gonna go do that, and I'm gonna go grab me a shot.
Do it.
If I'm in the news tomorrow, it's because I strangled somebody. If not, I'll be right back.
All right.
Do it. So NBA playoffs are done, boys.
They are.
Finally. Thank God they're over.
Why? So we can what? Because, I mean, if it had lasted just another week, then we wouldn't have to pay attention to the Texas Rangers at all.
We get to watch the Texas Rangers in the middle of their 8-game now losing streak.
Hey, they stored 2 runs now, so there's that.
Are they on right now?
Go 18.
Oh, I didn't even know they're on over there.
20 innings without scoring. I mean, some shit like that.
They got shut out by Toronto in 2 consecutive games, 15-0 and like 10-0. Well, in the doubleheader.
Tim,
or 5-0.
Actually, I think that you would be very okay with what happened in the NBA Finals because somebody that stuck with their team, even though it wasn't in a major market, was able to go ahead and get their title that they wanted to get with their team. It was a very Dirk-like moment for Giannis. Now, I've heard comparisons saying, well, is this just like what Dirk did when he carried them? It's not because he didn't have to go through Kobe and the Lakers, KD and Harden and all of them, and then go beat the Heatles. Yeah, Giannis, the only super team Giannis had to go through fell the F apart during the middle of the series and just started dropping like flies. But walking away with the hardware is still walking away with the hardware. And so I was totally rooting for the Bucks to win this thing. They did. Thank God. Chris Paul showed everybody how big of an ass he was.
Why he's Chris Paul.
Because as soon as that final horn sounded, he turned away, didn't shake a hand, didn't do nothing. I swear to God, if I was State Farm Insurance, I'd have been like, sorry, dude, you just lost. You just lost our sponsorship.
How does State Farm not come back with something like that? How does the NBA not fine him for doing something like that? How's the NBA not fine LeBron James? Of course, I know the NBA is never going to fine LeBron James because he does nothing wrong. And but he's done the same thing, and he does nothing but just bring down the demise of everything. But how do people get away with shit like that? And if the shoe were on the other foot, it would be disaster.
You know what? It would be. I mean, it's talked about. It is kind of a disaster, but it's also people that watch basketball understand that Chris Paul is he is what he is. He's a jackass, and so they understand that. But walking out like that has happened in other sports. We've Tom Brady walking off the field, not shaking anybody's hand or doing anything at the end of a run or just at the end of a game. That's something that it's happened quite a few times. And LeBron's done it. So because the precedence has been set to where you don't have to if you don't want to. You can't fine you because you lack sportsmanship at the end of a game.
I don't have a problem with any of that, because to me that's how sports should be played. Here at the Cowboys shaking hands of the Eagles when they ended a game in the 70s or the early 80s. Right. You didn't see that it should be like that. They shouldn't talk to each other. They shouldn't hate each other. They should show that on the field. Don't freaking shake hands and go say a prayer in the end zone after a game with your freaking opponent? That's stupid.
And herein lies the greatness of the NHL. Nobody does anything with anybody else until the end of a playoff series. That's it.
When you're done.
When you're done, whenever that season ends for that team, that's the only time you shake their hand. That's it. I'm cool with that because that's history, that's tradition, that's what they do. But I mean, all the other sports, after the game's over, with the exception of baseball. I mean, baseball, you don't ever see anybody in baseball shaking somebody else's hand.
You don't see somebody running out as they're rushing the mound to celebrate. One jackass running out there. No, I got to shake everybody's hand before y'all go.
I mean, and then the direct opposite of the NHL has got to be the NFL because you got guys taking their shirts off for other guys and swapping jerseys and shit. I don't get it, but it's Tim and I probably get into the whole argument about.
Well, you know what? Then fine, never mind. I'm not mad at Chris Paul. Chris Paul, go be angry then. Y'all have proven me wrong that the greatest way to do this is not do what everybody else does. They won, you lost. Guess what? I'm done. I'm out. You don't need me to thank you. You got a trophy, ass.
The one thing you can give Chris Paul is the fact that he went to a team. He was the veteran presence on a team. He was the old man. He took that team and he took him to the finals. I mean, you got to give him that credit. But he just kind of shit on all of that by walking off the court and not doing anything else and congratulating,
See, I don't have a problem with him doing that at all. I already hated the guy, so the fact that he did that just screw him, and he's a piece of shit anyway. So he has announced he will be back for his 17th NBA season, although he has not said he will be back. Oh, God. Now the shirts are coming off.
Oh, shirts are coming off.
No, it's a dude. It's Griggs. You don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see that. Like, nobody wants to see.
God damn it, Griggs.
Nobody wants to see my shirt off. Maybe Colby.
Sure.
But Chris Paul has announced he will come back next season. He has not said he will come back to the Suns, as he has a player option for next year worth over $44 million.
So he has an option worth over $44 million, and he's not going back to the Suns?
Well, no. He hasn't said he's not going back. All he has said is that I will be back in the NBA next season. But you would think he was like, I will be back with the Suns next season, if that's what he meant to do.
He may realize that they don't want him.
You ain't getting $44 million anywhere else on the free agent market.
I'm saying that they may not want him.
I wouldn't.
That was my sentence that came out of my mouth.
I'm just saying. But real quick, I wanted to get in. We're going to have to skip our revenge on an X stories because Mystery Shotgun's way more important. But before we get into that, I did want to address, I don't know if you guys saw the Monday Night Football announcement.
I did not.
Concerning the Manning brothers.
Yeah.
Lance, have you heard about this?
I did.
So ESPN's obsession with Peyton Manning continues, and it's finally paid off apparently because he has agreed to be part of an alternate telecast with his brother Eli for 10 games a season over the next 3 seasons. Peyton and Eli will do a show on ESPN2 from a studio. They will have a quarterback with a yet-to-be-named host, so they're not going to be quarterbacking the show, no pun intended. And they will have guests on the show, so it's not going to be like play-by-play and analysis. It's going to be basically the Manning brothers and a host sitting on the couch, drinking beer, chit-chatting about the game while the game is on. And you know what?
I'm in. I'm totally in, especially if the host go ahead and have the other Manning brother.
Dude,
Cooper.
Have Cooper Manning host that thing.
Timmy, we tried this whole thing one time.
Yeah, we did. With the stars
in my garage, and YouTube shut us down. But I'm gonna tell you this: speaking of the Manning brothers, that whole bowl quiz crap they got going on.
I haven't watched it. I'm not interested.
I'm telling you, don't. It is.
Yeah, I'm out.
It's terrible. Between Cooper and Peyton, they're trying to be funny and the banter back and forth. It's awful.
Dude. It's all the problem with that crap is it's all scripted. It's okay. It's like, I don't know if you guys watch that show or have heard that show Wipeout.
Yes,
it's the obstacle course show. Where people which is a great premise. It's a funny freaking show, I used to watch that show, the Japanese version of it, like in the 90s and the early aughts.
MXP.
MXP, exactly.
Damn right.
And they overdubbed the English announcers, and it didn't sound scripted. It was freaking hilarious. And when I saw Wipeout, like in its first incarnation, whatever it was, 10 years ago or whatever, I'm thinking, oh my God, they're bringing it to America. This is great. It's funny. But, dude, it is so bad because it's clearly scripted. The host, I don't know, John Cena and whatever that black chick is, whoever she came from, I don't know, but they have zero chemistry. Everything they say sounds like they're reading it off of a teleprompter or a cue card. And to me, it feels awkward. And it takes away from everything else that's happening, and I can't watch that.
I haven't tried to.
Oh, no,
yet,
it is bad. John Cena needs to stick to freaking wrestling. I don't know what's happening to him, but whatever.
Where's Rick Ochberger when we're talking about wrestling?
Exactly. What does he know about wrestling?
Absolutely.
Wrestling. So there's your Manning Brothers update. But yeah, no, I'm completely into what they're going to call the MegaCast on ESPN2. I think that's going to be amazeballs for sure. So we will get
The Drunk Sports Podcast.